So even though we are talking about redemption of debentures, even though we are discussing this, but first we have to discuss issue of debentures. So issued at par, this one. Redeemable at par. So one is the issue, one is issue, one is redeemable. Please understand. Again, I'm writing here. Issued at par. This is first part. Redeemable at par. At a premium. At a discount. Issued at a premium. Redeemable at par, premium, discount. Issued at a discount. Redeemable at par, premium, discount. So that's how you have to understand. So I suggest that you write something like this so that you're clear about it. So these three situations were issued at par, issued at a premium, issued at a discount. Next comes redeemable. Therefore, issued at par, and how it is redeemed at par or at a premium or at a discount, but issued at par. Second one is issued at a premium. Redeemable at what? One situation is par, premium, discount. Similarly, issued at a discount. Redeemable at par, at a premium, discount. So all these cases we are trying to go and try and find out the entries. You are going to look at the next slide. Please keep this in mind. First, we are going to get issued at par, redeemable at. Will come later. This is the entries. When they get the money, bank to debenture application money. Now allotment issued at par, that is 100. Redeemable at what? Three situations. Issued at par, redeemable at ... Why? Because three situations. Redeemable at par, at a premium, and next one is at a discount. So let us look at issued at par. First will be this 100 only. And it is redeemed. When it is redeemed, what happens at that time? Debenture application. So this is the entry. This is not redemption entry, mind you. This is the entry for issue only. But keeping in mind that at the end, what you are going to do? You are going to redeem at par. Therefore, the second entry will be continuation of this debenture application to debenture 100. Now again, if you have issued at par, but you are going to redeem it at a later date at a premium of 10 rupees. Therefore, at the end of the period, you are going to redeem at 110. That is 10 rupees extra you are going to pay. But because it is a known liability, it's a liability, you have to create that liability now. And it is a loss. Therefore, the same entry will be written, debenture application, debenture. See this. I'll just use a different color. So see, debenture application to debenture. This is the same entry as the original one. But because you have to pay 10 rupee extra, therefore you are creating a liability here 10, and this is a loss. That means to this we are just inserting one entry and down here one entry of rupees 10. Otherwise the entry is same, but because, mind you, these are all we are doing for issue. We're going to disconnect in 10 minutes, we'll connect again. So mind you, these are entries not passed at the time of redemption. No. See, mind you, these are not entries. This first entry anyway is at the time of application. Even these entries that we are talking about is not passed at the time of redemption. It is now when we are issuing it. The only thing is that we are keeping in mind what is going to happen when the redemption is going to happen. Is it at par? Then no problem, nothing. If it is at a premium, you're going to give it at a premium, 10 rupees extra you're going to pay. Create that liability now and take that hit. Therefore, the premium and redemption, that is this one, is a known loss, sorry, this known loss and accounted at the time of allotment itself. Such loss is to be amortized over the period of debentures in the ratio of the outstanding. So this is a liability and this is a loss. And this will be divided over the period of debenture. Debenture may be for 10 years, 15 years, whatever. So accordingly, you write it off, this loss. So again, I'm repeating it, I'm clearing everything. So this is the first entry. Now the next entry, when you allot it, if it is at par, nothing is happening, because at the end when you redeem, nothing is going to happen. At par only 100 only you are going to do. But later on, when you are going to redeem later on at a premium, suppose, that is the second situation. Don't worry what entry you're going to pass then. But now today you have to repeat this entry, this and this, sorry, this, but you have to add this loss, the 10 rupees that you're going to pay now itself. You're creating a liability and also this loss. But this loss will be debited to P&L account as an expenditure over the period of the debenture. Now, mind you, is it an entry for redemption or is it an entry for application or issue? This entry, is it an entry for redemption or it is an entry for issue? Can you tell me? Venus, tell me.
Issue, no?
Yes, it is issue. Don't confuse it. Only at the time of issue, we are just keeping in mind. We are just keeping in mind. We are just keeping in mind what is going to happen at the time of redemption. That's it. Is it clear? So be clear about it, because this, once you clear it, the other ones will be very easy for us. So let's move on. The next one. What is the next one? Issued, that is issued at par, redeemable. Issued at par, redeemable at discount. So when you discount means what? That means you are going to give it at a lower price than what you got. That means you are not going to incur any loss. So therefore you are not, there is no loss. You are going to be profit. But conservative principle, what do? Do you account for profits? Venus, do you account for profits as per doctrine of conservatism?
No.
No, you'll not. Therefore nothing has to be done there. It will be the same entry, which is this entry only. Just see. Discount. What are you saying? Debenture application account debit to 100. Same amount as the par. Discount on redemption represent gain. On account of prudence, gains are accounted only at the time of realization. That is at the time of redemption. That benefit of 5 rupees, you will take it only when you get the money, get the benefit. Then only you will account for the 5 rupees. Now you don't do anything at the time of issue. Now let us move on. Next one is what? Issued at a premium of 5, redeemable at par. Now you are issuing at a premium. That means you are paying more. Therefore, debenture application account debit to debenture account 100, premium on issue of debenture 5. This is your account because it's for issue related. So therefore, when you get the money here, debenture application debit, this will be 105. Accordingly, it will change. So here also you are passing the entry debenture application to debenture. Now, when you go for issued at premium, 5% or 5% redeemable at, same entry will be repeated because it at issue it anyway you have to do, but you are going to redeem it at 10%. Going to redeem, so that means this entry will get repeated where this and this is getting repeated the same one, but you're going to insert these two relating to when you are going to redeem. At that time, what is the loss, what is the provision you have to do? This is a liability, this is a loss, like the earlier one. This will be amortized over the period of the debenture. So This is a capital profit. This one is a capital profit. This is a liability. This is a loss distributed. So we are repeating what is at par, but we are inserting these two items, the red one. Like the earlier time when we did, same thing. Okay. Now the last one, like this, what will happen? Discount FI, whatever the percentage, you will repeat this entry only because there is a benefit you are going to get. Therefore, nothing else but this entry will come. Let us see. Now, discount that is issued at a premium, redeemable at a discount of 5%. Therefore, what is the 100, 105, the same entry as the first one. But you are going to make a profit when you redeem, but you have to ignore it because it is profit. That's the reason. Okay. Now, what I am going to ask you to do is to, the next one is what? It is issued at a discount. Issued at a discount. Redeemable at par. So you are now itself issuing. Therefore, there is a loss here. Discount on issue of debentures to debenture 100, but you are going to get only 90. Therefore, after this, what entry you are going to pass? Please tell me. That means you are going to redeem at a premium. You are going to redeem at a discount. What entry will come? Please tell me. Maria, tell me. That means you are issuing now at a discount, but you're going to redeem at a premium of whatever 5% of it.
Debenture application dated loss on redemption of debenture account dated and discount on issue of debenture account.
Venus,
So I have the notes, sir. So
you don't have the notes.
I have the notes.
So what?
So I know the entry, no?
You tell me, no. Okay, you tell me.
Debenture application debit, discount on issue debit, loss on redemption, the debenture account, the premium.
So let's see, simple thing again I'm telling you. Here the same thing, that means here you will repeat the same thing. The next one also you repeat the same entry because issue is this is the entry, there is no change. But when it is at a redeemable at a premium, you have to insert one more entry. What is that? As you rightly said, loss on redemption, and this has to be inserted. Here that amount, down also that whatever is at which we are going to do. So let's see that. Same entry. This is going to repeat. This is this. This is this. What? Are you all with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Sorry about that because I thought it's relating to that thing, but it is very simple only. But unless I explain this, you'll not be able to understand. So redemption of debentures, what happens is that you can redeem it on that because it's for say 10 years or 20 years, you are redeeming on that date. Right? That is one way of looking at it. Okay. Redemption on due date. The other one is you are transacting in your own debentures. So unlike shares, you can buy your own debentures. You can buy your own debentures. So when you buy your own debentures, what can be done? You can cancel it immediately. Alternatively, you can carry it forward as investments. And you can carry it forward till maturity, and like this cancellation, you can cancel it. Right? Now, so if you, or alternatively, you have purchased it and you're carrying forward as investments, but you're not holding it, you are reviewing it again. What should I do? So at that time, you want to sell it off again. If the price has increased, you sell it off. Or you wait and then cancel it after some review. Or you carry forward till maturity. So here, what is the difference between two? Here, you are sure that you're going to carry it forward. You'll not review it at all, just carrying it forward. Therefore, you are going to carry it forward continuously till the end. In this case, you are reviewing it and deciding accordingly. You sell it off again, or you cancel it, or you carry it forward for cancellation, last cancellation. That is what is automatic. Now, therefore, these are some of the situations that arise here. A, B, this is also B, this is also B, this is also B, this is C. Because all these are same entries will come, so there's no problem here. It's all similar only. Whenever you cancel, ultimately it is all cancellation only. Right? Now, my question is, why should you buy your own debentures? Can anybody tell me? Why should you buy your own? When you have issued the debentures, why should you buy it? Why should you buy your own debentures? Or when should you buy your own debentures? You have issued it. You got the money. Bank debit to debentures. Now, why should you give it back? Debenture to, simple way I'm writing, to bank. Why should you, or you invest in own debenture, you as like any other investment, you're holding it. Why should you buy your own debenture? Maria, can you guess? Anything? General guess.
So if market value is too less.
Yes, market value is down. I can buy it. Like any other investment. Venus, any other reason? Venus, any other reason why you can buy? Venus,
Yes.
any other reason?
No.
No. So what I'll tell you, why did you take the money here in the first place? Why did you take the money why did you take this money? Venus, why as a company did you get this money? What is the purpose? Maria, any guess?
So I didn't understand the question.
What I'm asking is, why did you issue debentures? When you issue debenture only, this entry is coming. Why did you issue debentures in the first place?
So it's a form of debt. We wanted.
Why? Why should you take debt?
So for the activities of the company.
Expansion. Generally, it is for expansion, right? When you expand, you need more money for some project or something. Now the project is all implemented, right? And you don't want the money anymore. If you have money, you have to pay the interest, right? Continue to pay. When the project has already come into, when you are started making profit and you got surplus money in your hand. On one side of the balance sheet, if you look at it, you got cash. Cash surplus is there. And here debenture. Will you keep unnecessarily paying interest on that when you have surplus cash? Because there is no income on this. Even if you put in FD, it will be much lower than the interest that you pay to the debenture holder. So net you will lose. Therefore, whenever you have got cash surplus here, you should try to buy the debentures at most. Don't cancel it, you buy it. So that you are not paying the interest to the outsider. You don't have to pay to somebody outside. It's within the company. During that period of holding, that interest you are gaining yourself. That we'll see the entry when you do it. But try to understand that the idea behind this is when you have cash surplus, definitely you try to buy those debentures. That's how you buy the debentures. After that, what you do, that's a separate thing. But then you try to buy the debentures. As you rightly said, the market value is low. Instead of buying some XYZ company, I will buy the debenture of my own company. And then later on sell it when the price is high. I can make a profit. Alternatively, you can, as we are discussing, that when we have got surplus money, there's no point in paying debenture interest. Right? Doesn't make sense. Therefore, if you are holding your own debenture, expense will be there, but there will be income of debenture will be there in your P&L. Therefore, the net debenture interest will be this minus this, which is only to outsiders. Whatever you are holding, you don't have to pay. Not only that, one more reason is there, is that if you are allowing it to be paid at the end, till the end, suppose you are agreed to redeem it at a premium. That means now it is say hovering at 101, right? Market price now. You know that after 1 year you're going to redeem it at 105. At that time, unnecessarily, if you allow it to happen, be there with you, then what will happen? You will have to pay at 105. You have to pay at 105. So today itself, if you buy it at 101, at the end of the period, you don't have to redeem it at 105 to anybody outsider. You can just cancel it. Therefore, you save that 4 rupees here. So, of course, that can happen only if there is cash surplus with you. Otherwise, you cannot do. So, therefore, there are various reasons why you are doing transaction in your own debenture. Okay, just keep this in mind. We will do the problem in the next class, then you'll understand it better. I'll just leave it here. Just go through whatever we have done. Next class we have on Wednesday for accounts. Tomorrow we will be starting contract accounts in costing. And one problem, I think last problem there, if you try it out, I will discuss as far as cost records are concerned. I don't know whether we have done the problem here or not, but I think one problem may be there. Just check it out. Okay. Anyway, thanks for your patience, because you have survived Saturday, Sunday. Because for me also it makes a lot of difference because I can finish it that much faster. I know it's a little fast, but you can practice it later, but keep doing the problems. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Have a nice weekend. Whatever left.